Hello, welcome to the CUBE studios here in Palo Alto. I'm John Furrier, your host of the CUBE, and today we're going to dive into how CrowdStrike and Google Cloud are partnering to deliver security at cloud scale. Of course, we've got Stephen Orban, VP of Migrations, ISVs, Marketplace with Google Cloud, and Cristian Rodriguez, CTO for the Americas for CrowdStrike. Gentlemen, thank you for coming on today. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me as always, John. Christian, thanks for doing this.
Absolutely, thanks for having me.
Christian, set the stage. Folks pretty much know who CrowdStrike is, but give us an update on what you guys are doing right now and some of the innovations you got going on.
Yeah, absolutely. So CrowdStrike, we're a global leader in essentially what's called modern security, where we are protecting, the most critical assets in the globe. We basically built this and pioneered this cloud native security platform where we get to help prevent breaches across cloud environments, identities. The endpoints is naturally where we started, kind of like the nucleus of the platform since our inception, since I've been here with the company for over 10 years. And also data, right? So we implement capabilities that give that visibility, give prevention, give control, and give insight. And then we back that up with basically world-class threat intelligence that's led by a team of elite threat hunters and expertise that focuses on what the adversary is doing, so that we can also give our customers access to proactive threat hunting, and we've built a lot of AI around that. So, really excited to talk about what we're doing with Google Cloud as it relates to, everything cloud related and everything that our customers are asking us for.
And we're in a modern era now where people are starting to recognize some of the things that you guys have been working on for many years, but now it's prime time, it's in the mainstream. Security at scale, I kind of hit that at the top, but I want to dig into that because partnerships and ecosystems are huge in the success of this modern era. How does CrowdStrike think about the marketplace? Because you've got the business side, how people consume the product, but also there's integrations now become critical. How do you guys think at CrowdStrike about the Google Cloud marketplace?
Yeah, well, it's a powerful partnership, right? I mean, Google Marketplace is being used by a lot of customers that have asked for this, for deeper integrations. We basically are using that marketplace to deploy the technology in a much more seamless fashion, and so that integration has provided access, if you will, for our customers to not only procure the technology in a fashion that's easy, but it's reduced a tremendous amount of adoption barriers that we've seen where historically, those capabilities weren't in place. And so our partnership with Google has made it very seamless. It's allowed them to consolidate their spending, accelerate adoption of the platform and the capabilities that we offer, and they get to use our technology across infrastructure that's tied to the Google Cloud service. So pretty, we're seeing a lot of increase in this usage, and we're happy to see that adoption take off.
It's a great opportunity. The marketplace, I'm a huge fan of. Steven, talk about the modern era here. Again, accelerating the scale is one piece, but innovation, security is critical. You want to maintain those security postures, be ready at all times, but at the same time, bring in innovation while maintaining the security posture.
Yeah, that's right. And look, security, we often talk about that with customers. It's job zero. Workloads won't move in a material way to the cloud unless there is a very clear way to kind of secure those. And when you think about why we have a marketplace, look, I mean, Google Cloud has lots of amazing technology that we help some of the largest companies in the world use to really transform their business. But no matter how good we are at creating that technology, there's always going to be an appetite for more. And customers expect us to have world leading, world class software partnerships where we can deliver everything that they need. And as I said, security is job zero. It's the first thing that customers, particularly in an enterprise context, ask us about how they can make sure that they're going to be able to secure their environment when they move anything material to the cloud. And of course, CrowdStrike is a leader in the space. As Christian mentioned, they've been doing endpoint protection for some amount of time and are world leading in that. But now have also sort of expanded into lots of other areas of cloud security, including helping customers be more proactive with the threat intelligence capabilities that they offer. So, the stuff we're doing with CrowdStrike, where they're integrating natively into a lot of our capabilities so customers can get great visibility across their Google Cloud fleet and Google Cloud environment, is really just a great benefit and a testament to the partnership of how we are together doing everything that we can to help customers not just transform with the cloud, but do so securely.
Christian, it's a powerful way to get customer access. I want to come to the integrations, that's a big part of it, but let's talk about the business side of it. Again, accelerating innovation is one thing to say that, but that means you got to produce more product, integrate into customers faster. They have to consume the products and deploy them. The marketplaces are powerful to get those solutions. How do you guys see that relationship? How is the marketplace affecting your kind of go-to-market, your ability to serve customers as they want to consume products as fast as possible, as
Sure.
well as get the best?
Sure. So A, the demand is there, as you mentioned, right? More customers are turning to CrowdStrike for better cloud security, and then that partnership with Google really solidifies, an approach to ensuring that that coverage is there, and it's using our AI-based platform and everything that we've built around ensuring that the same understanding and the innovation that we brought to endpoint security has mapped its way across identities and also cloud and data, and a lot more that we're doing within the platform. We're also meeting customers where they build, right? So, if they're building applications and, if Google Cloud is lending itself to innovation, we are lending ourselves to the security of that and securing that innovation. And so that seamless integration, that frictionless deployment, pushing applications into production very easily from that platform, with that integration, I think it speaks volumes to the way that our customers are adopting this partnership. And it's simple, right? It allows to deploy at scale. It optimizes the investments. Our customers are looking for consolidating on tool sets that are effective, and they're trying to do a lot more with less. And I think this partnership underscores that with that ability to unify that view.
Stephen, meeting them where they are, I love that phrase. It's been used a lot, but it kind of is relevant when you got speed as the game and you got faster adoption, but no one wants more complexity. They want to simplify. What are you guys doing in the marketplace with CrowdStrike that kind of makes it easier? What are some of those benefits that customers get from consuming and working through the marketplace?
Yeah, I mean, well, look, I think Christian kind of nailed it with meeting customers where they are, and our partnership really took off in particular over the last year or so. And we were doing a couple of things together, I'd say in the 2022, 2023 timeframe, but in 2024, we really both decided to lean in with a marketplace and co-sell relationship, and that started, of course, with some co-innovation that we were doing to make sure that CrowdStrike worked really well, and had Google Cloud support as kind of a first-class citizen across not just endpoint, but cloud security, et cetera. And then there's just been a really great interlock into our commercial teams where, our revenue leaders and CrowdStrike's revenue leaders are really looking at what are the biggest opportunities we have together based on the types of workloads that customers are moving. And we really just created this tremendous momentum over the course of the last year with customers. I think Christian, we'll talk about some of the industries where we're really seeing a lot of traction, but it cuts across many of them, and it's just been a great testament to how fast we've been able to grow. It's just a great testament not only to CrowdStrike's great product market fit and how well they sort of serve customer need for securing workloads and endpoint and identities in the cloud, but also how well we're executing together on the ground. And I think that's one of the things a lot of partners will sometimes miss. You kind of get what you put into it, and CrowdStrike is certainly leaning in to make sure we're aligning on the best customers at the right time.
It's interesting. I love product market fit, and we've been riffing on theCUBE lately about market product fit, both together makes a very powerful combination. Christian, we've been following CrowdStrike on SiliconANGLE.com, theCUBE, many years at your events. We've been on the front lines. You guys have continued to perform well on the business side as well as the technology. But what I like about the marketplace, and I think this is really where the future is certainly now here and going to continue to be relevant, is the integrations, right? Okay, yeah, consumption, great for the customer, consume where they are. Integrations and the innovations around integrating is a key competitive advantage. Can you share your thoughts on the product integrations and the innovations with CrowdStrike, with Google Cloud customers?
Yeah, absolutely. So, customers want and have been asking for this kind of full stack protection, if you will. So that includes understanding what services are running across those native capabilities of Google Cloud. And it includes visibility into the workloads and the containers that are being spun up within GCP. And then naturally the ability to protect, right, without any additional complexity or without any additional resources, or even spinning up some new ancillary technology to help protect those. And so that visibility is crucial, right? You can't protect what you can't see. And naturally, you also don't want to slow down anything that has to do with the DevOps cycle. We're all about agility and kind of maintaining that agility and helping our customers kind of foster a story, a narrative of secure agility, if that were to even be a new term that we can coin today. Yeah. But then naturally that consolidation to say that same protection and level of efficacy that we have had across our endpoints, and definition of endpoint could be virtual system physical machine or that workload, that those are very crucial. And so, some of the integrations that I think help our customers and have helped our customers, especially with adoption of CrowdStrike and Google Cloud, include our ability to integrate into Google Kubernetes engine, right? So that autopilot capability allows for this agentless security for those containerized applications and protecting those workloads. And as I mentioned, ensuring that DevOps cycles are still agile and we're still maintaining that speed. We also have a really amazing integration with Google Cloud Run for serverless applications, and BigQuery and Google Security Operations is an integration that has been coming up a lot more in conversations, and our customers are adopting that as quickly as possible. So we're talking about actionable insights for security teams using our technology stack across those workloads, across those containers, across understanding the services themselves. And that partnership and this partnership with Google Cloud has spoken volumes to the way that customers can adopt and still be very agile and very quick.
Steve, we always talk about instant visibility on these podcasts we do together on the Marvel series. But instant visibility is critical, and I love that line, you can't secure what you don't see. That's a huge deal. But also there's a lot of security tool consolidation, platform-driven security. Again, it speaks to integration, right? And that is key. Simplicity around the environment, platform has value, and all these things are kind of in play right now. This is a key part, and it's very nuanced, but in the marketplace, this becomes a key part of table stakes, but value creation and differentiation.
Yeah, differentiation. I think you nailed it there, John, and Christian talked about. It's so important because I think a lot of other software partners we work with don't often will try to do the lowest common denominator. How can they do something that's going to just be the same everywhere? And there's a bunch of reasons why customers would choose Google Cloud over its alternatives, but Christian just mentioned two, and I'll mention a third. He talked about the integration that CrowdStrike has done with GKE, or Google Kubernetes engine. He talked about the Google Cloud Run. And then there's also some integrations that they're doing with BigQuery where they can funnel some of these analytics and threat intelligence into BigQuery. All three of those are unique capabilities to Google. And when CrowdStrike integrates with those, they're creating more opportunity for our customers to do unique things with us on platforms that can't get anywhere else, but do so securely. And then we talked a little bit about doing it at scale, which is another reason we're super excited to have the opportunity to partner with CrowdStrike. I mean, some of these workloads that our customers are running are tens, hundreds of thousands of instances or containers, or petabytes of data in their BigQuery instances, and they're doing these just massively scalable workloads, and CrowdStrike can meet them where they are.
Yeah.
And it just works.
Christian, before we get into the real world examples of some of the customer impacts, I want to come back to what you said about containers. So you bring up cloud native, and this is a huge part of what you guys do, but also AI driven values coming as well. So talk about the dynamics between AI driven security at the speed of cloud and the cloud native security, because they're both kind of going on and innovating at the same time. How do you talk about that to customers, and how does this tie into your relationship with Google?
Yeah, I mean, that visibility, as I mentioned, is crucial, but then in our world, AI-driven security means that we have access to, quite frankly, trillions of events that we're collecting on a daily basis. And those events are tied to what's happening within a specific operating system, within a workload, within an application. And we get to apply these AI models that we've developed over the past decade or so across those events that we're also seeing within Google Cloud. And those AI models yield higher efficacy in the form of detection capabilities or prevention or understanding tradecraft from adversaries that we've been monitoring for quite some time. Or if we start to look at what we're building with machine learning, we've had this industry-leading machine learning model that's been tied to understanding how adversaries can even leverage components of the operating system to further their nefarious intent, or we've overlaid this threat intelligence offering with that. And so the AI side for us represents a higher level of efficacy and speed that we help our customers maintain when it comes to preventing threats that may be targeting whatever it is that they're building within Google Cloud. And then because that's native, within the Google Cloud service itself, it allows us to be embedded within that entire DevOps cycle from the beginning, right? So we're talking full stack and visibility and ensuring that we're not disrupting the DevOps cycle. We get to secure that Kubernetes cluster or that environment or those serverless applications very easily, just given the nature of how we're working with Google Cloud, and then how we're applying that AI and machine learning model or multiple models to that activity that we're seeing within that cloud infrastructure.
Stephen, talk about the cloud native piece, because AI gets all the headlines, obviously for the reasons it does. Obviously, it's a lot of value. It's moving very fast, and you're seeing the balance, if you will, on the symmetry get better for the good guys. Like I said, the good guys have to miss once, and then the bad guys win. Bad guys can miss a lot of times and just be right once. But cloud native platform engineering is getting faster and hardening up a bit, and that's going to set the table for the AI side. This is a very important piece of the marketplace, because cloud native is getting standard, as they say, Kubernetes, get a little boring, which is a good thing, like Linux. These are important concepts. Can you share your thoughts on what it means for the customers in the marketplace?
Yeah, there's the two things I'd point to. You think about a new startup that's going to start today. They're probably not going to think about how they can build the biggest data center and have the most efficient operating system sort of patching environment. They're probably going to just by necessity, given they're trying to move very quickly and try to get product market fit and get a bunch of things out the door very quickly, they're going to use cloud native services like some of the ones we mentioned before, whether it be Cloud Run, GKE, or BigQuery, some of the other capabilities that Google's cloud has become very known for. Just out of necessity, it's the only way to really kind of compete if you're a new startup or new entrant or somebody who's trying to disrupt a status quo somewhere. And then in a large enterprise context, you have companies who have been running their IT stacks for decades, sometimes even longer than that, and they just have a variety of capabilities dating back from mainframes to client server technology, using various different licensing approaches, on-prem, multiple different clouds. And it's hard as a recovering CIO myself of a Fortune 1000 company. It's oftentimes overwhelming just how you're going to deal with the old and modernize it. And a lot of that's one of the reasons a lot of customers turn to Google Cloud, because we're able to offer some of these capabilities that help them modernize quickly. But again, it comes back to security being priority number one. They need to be able to have the confidence that they can do that securely. And I think on the AI point, every boardroom is asking their executive team, what is your plan with AI? How is this going to be? How are we going to make sure that this doesn't disrupt us? How are we using it to make our business more efficient? And actually, by working with security vendors like CrowdStrike, because they've been doing this for a long time and have been using machine learning and AI capabilities, as Christian mentioned, a lot longer than the Gen AI cycle that we're now in started. They're actually able to take these capabilities from CrowdStrike and deploy them super quickly and at scale.
Yeah.
So I think it's just it's a great match for customers.
Yeah, real-time protection, no disruption. Christian, this is the key. Let's talk about some real-world examples and some use case, some customer adoptions. Where are you guys seeing the action now? Can you share where the relationships panning out for customers specifically?
Yeah, absolutely. We have a couple of really great examples of how this partnership has been very fruitful for our customers in terms of stopping some attacks and really getting coverage. But there's one major international retailer, for example, spanning thousands of workloads. They have systems on premise, they have in-store devices, POS systems, and as you can imagine, for anyone in retail, like some of your biggest days of transactions are going to be Cyber Monday, right? And anything that's tied to the holiday shopping period. And so that specific customer implemented our cloud security capabilities in conjunction with their Google Cloud environment to get real and very quick access and visibility into the applications they were developing. They could not afford to slow down a very fast-paced operation on the retail side. Naturally, the holidays coming up, no one wants change, but they had a need to ensure that they get visibility, they can protect all their workloads, their applications that they were developing, and naturally, their physical systems and POS systems. And so by working with CrowdStrike and Google, they were able to test and validate and deploy Falcon Cloud Security across their Google Cloud instances very quickly, ensuring that protection they had was scaling. It wasn't disruptive. The business critical systems that they had weren't impacted at all. And that ultimately resulted in very quick detection, that they had a proactive risk management program that they could confidently stand behind. And then the confidence that this new security, or this layer of security that is powered by AI, that is sitting in Google Cloud with their applications, wasn't a bottleneck for their innovation, right? So that was huge for ensuring that we weren't slowing down their business. They got the visibility and protection in a crucial time where transactions matter, right? And that's dollars out the door if we can't help them innovate and close business.
And on the scaling side, that's a huge point because we're in a dynamic environment, right? You want to have
Yeah.
that scale. Any other examples on the sales channel side?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I mean, we also have a large U.S. financial institution, right? A name that we wouldn't say on this, that everyone's very familiar with, but they actually we help them streamline their approach to securing a tremendous amount of cloud workloads, and those were all within Google Cloud, and this was important for us because the Google Marketplace helped them streamline the way that they accelerated a sales process that could have been cumbersome, and that ultimately went away with this integration with Google Cloud and that marketplace. So it was a much smoother and efficient transaction versus what they've experienced in the past. We helped them navigate some of the more legal complexities. I personally don't get into those conversations, but as one can only imagine,
Yeah.
red tape is red tape.
Yeah.
And so think about changing a procurement framework where we have real tangible advantages behind leveraging the marketplace to simply get the product into their environment as quickly as possible, and then naturally using the integrations that we mentioned before, deploying the technology in a really easy way that scales, ensuring that we're integrated into their entire DevOps cycle from start to finish, and that in itself speaks to removing friction with a capability that is focused on security that I don't think we've seen before.
Yeah, I was going to say frictionless is a way to go. Stephen, weigh in on this because obviously the benefits of CrowdStrike on the platform side and the product side, clearly great service, right? Got it. Here, if you don't get the product consumed and deployed because of some business reasons, if there's a blocker there, that's a problem. I mean, you can't secure what you don't deploy, right? So, I mean, at the end of the day, there's two things going on here.
That's right. There is two things going on there. That's right. And I think Christian really honed in on something super important. From all the data that we see, and our marketplace is large and growing very quickly. We announced actually on our last earnings that there's billions went through our marketplace last year alone. And we see a pattern, whereas customers start to buy 1, 2, 3 more and more solutions from marketplace, their procurement cycles with additional ISVs that they're onboarding actually continues to quicken. So in the example that Christian just mentioned, I'm delighted to hear him say that. Hopefully that's one of the benefits that CrowdStrike realizes that Google's bringing to the table as part of this mutually beneficial partnership is with that large financial institution. They had been had previously procured and deployed other solutions from our marketplace. So therefore CrowdStrike's deployment also speeds up as a result. And I'd also just highlight one other thing on the two use cases that Christian mentioned. He talked about a large retailer where Google Cloud has a lot of momentum in retail and e-commerce in particular. And then he talked about a large financial institution. These are mission critical workloads. One is in the buying flow for an e-commerce company. So it's like the crown jewels, don't mess it up. And then in any financial services institution, you have not just high security requirements, but you have regulations. And so these are like material, meaty, at scale, important, mission critical workloads to those customers. And we're just delighted that we have relationships with folks like CrowdStrike who can help us get those customers to move those over the line faster.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great point. You guys both know security, the bar is high on resilience and the security, standards are high, so congratulations. Okay, final question. What's the future of the partnership? What's the takeaway? What's next for CrowdStrike and Google Cloud?
Yeah, no, good question. So this partnership is all about delivering better outcomes, faster innovation, stopping breaches before they happen. That's a big theme that we've had since our inception. We want our businesses to confidently build and operate in the cloud, and this partnership with Google Cloud really underscores how we can innovate within an environment that needs to be fast and scalable and effective. So we're excited about what's yet to come with this partnership.
Stephen, final word?
We're just at the beginning. We're just getting started. So much more innovation to happen here. So many more integrations we can do. So many more customers we're going to be able to help. And I think the momentum we have is quite exciting, exiting 2024 and now into a new year here in 2025. But I think the sky's the limit. There's so much more we're going to be doing together in the coming months, quarters, and years. Super exciting.
Stephen, thanks so much again for doing the Marvel series. Love to highlight some of these big winners and the best of the best. Cristian, congratulations on the continued success at CrowdStrike.
Thank
You
you.
guys delivering security at scale, seeing the visibility, don't disrupt operations and protect, protect and serve, as they say. So thanks for coming on theCUBE, appreciate you.
Thanks.
Okay, I'm John Furrier here in the Palo Alto studios for the Google Cloud Marvels series. Thanks for watching.